In this next video, we're going to discuss how to set up a follow-up message to our list. First off, we're going to go here to messages and follow-up. Messages and follow-up. When you're doing any kind of list, what you want to do is you want to have follow-up messages in place. At the very minimum, you want to have at least one that will send them the download link to whatever it is they have actually signed up for. So in order to do this, what you want to do is go over to make sure your current list is checked. That's important. So up here, go current list, and then you can scroll down to the list you want to work with. And then go over here where it says messages and choose follow up. Messages and follow up. And what you're going to choose is new plain text message. So we're going to have a follow-up that basically lets people know as soon as they confirm their email, it's going to automatically send them an email follow-up that says, hey, this is, that this is the free offer you signed up for. You can basically tell them whatever you want here. The beauty of it is that they're automatically going to be getting the download link for what they signed up for, so that you don't have to sit here. It makes it very hands-free for you. So here is, what we've got. So we're going to put in our, subject line here. So we're just going to call this your free download is inside. And then what I would do here is, start off with the greeting, hello. And let's say you want to do their first name. So put in where it says add personalization. As long as you have it set up to collect their name, this will actually put in the name that they put in when they filled this out. So I would put, hello first name. And let's put, thank you for signing up for the free. And again, you're just typing. You could also type it into like a notepad file, which is what I use a lot. Notepad is found under your start menu. Under notepad, you can type in whatever you want here. So thank you for signing up for the free weight loss and fitness guide. I am confident it will help you get on the path to reaching your goals. Click here to click below to download your guide. And then you could actually send them to your download page link right here. Further questions. For more in-depth tips on weight loss, you can visit, and then you can put in a website link here, like an affiliate link for a relevant product if you wanted to. Or you could keep that out of there. That's completely up to you. Basically, and then we could even do regards here. So basically, I'm just kind of doing a rough example here. Of course, this is actually a technical type course. So, but one thing you want to keep in mind, make sure at the very minimum you give them a download link. You can use the opportunity to sell them on something else, or you could wait till a future follow-up message. The key thing is that they get something right away. So you want to make sure you get them the download that they signed up for. So we're going to choose save on this, and then I'm going to select next. And where it says track clicks on website links, go ahead and make sure click tracking is set. And we're going to select save and exit. Save and exit. And at this point, that's our very first follow-up message. So that's the bare minimum that you want to do. Now, I'm going to actually show you how to actually set up one more. So if we go here to where it says new plain text message, we're going to set up a couple more follow-up messages. And what these would do, these would be messages that are going to introduce who you are, Kind of let them know about what it is you stand for, what the list is about that they signed up for, what they can expect from you moving forward, what kinds of offers you're going to be sending out, those types of things that kind of just introduce who you are. You can actually give them relevant offers. You can give them the download link again. You could give them something else for free. It's basically a way to build up the relationship, and that's where follow-ups come into play. And you can actually set these up to go out daily, once every couple days. You can kind of set it up in the future how you want it to go. You could have it set out to go every Wednesday, every Friday. How you send it out and when you send it out is going to be completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead here and we're going to put up, introduction to fitness, or let's say weight loss, since that's what the product is. And we'll say email to. You don't have to put email to, that's up to you. I'm just using that as an example for you. So again, we'll go hello, and let's say you want to do first name, so that will actually put in whatever they put in when they fill out your form. So it'll say hello John or hello Susie. I hope you had a chance to review the download page. Go here to check it all out again, and then you can put your link here. And then you can just put in more text about who you are. Okay, and then close it out. So you get the idea. You're basically just putting in, for the second message. And again, this is more of a technical course more than a why and all those things of marketing. But the key thing is you want to try to have some follow-ups that actually can send them back. And so that way it's an automated follow-up system for you. So they're automatically going to be getting messages for relevant offers. So after you're done with that, I usually choose again the plain text option, and then I select save right here, and then I'm going to choose next at the very bottom. This part is very important, this next part. You didn't see it the first time because that was your very first message, but whenever you set up a message after that, it's going to ask you how to actually set it up. So let's say you want to send this out one day after the previous message, let's say. So one day after the first message goes out, this message will go out. So you can go to click tracking. One other feature back here, this is again up to you. Most of the time you can set this so it'll go out just one day after it. But let's say you have a very specific set of offers that maybe they come out every Wednesday or Tuesday. So Tuesday at 6 o'clock a.m. You're going to send out this message every Tuesday at 6 o'clock a.m. is when this message would go out in the follow-up sequence. So that way it only goes out at a specific time. That's most of the time you're just going to stick with the default, which is going to just make you do interval setting, which will set out one day after the previous. And then of course you get the option to keep click tracking on, which is not a bad idea. That way you can go in later on and see if they are clicking on your follow-ups and if it's working, so you can tweak things. So then you'll just hit save on that, and you're going to get right back to this window here that's going to show you both of your options here. So you now have two messages. These are going to send out one day after the other. So we're going to set up one more so that we can show you how to work with different intervals. So again, we're just going to let it load up here. I choose plain text message, and we're going to go here email number 3, example, and then we'll put hello first name again. So hello, put in their name. And again, you would want to put these into like a notepad so you're all prepared. A good starting point at least would be to have one or two, at least one that gives them their download, and then a second one that follows up and maybe offers them something like an affiliate link that's related to what they signed up for, or an offer that you have. But that's completely up to you. You want to try to at least build up that relationship a little bit, so that you want to have a few more. The beauty of autoresponders though is you don't have to have them all set up at once. You can start with one and then you can add more later on. So you can always add more. Like I know people that have a few hundred messages in their follow-up sequence, And so, they've built that up over a few years' time. So you don't have to start off with a ton. You don't have to start off with 10 even. You could start off with one or two. But the key part is to start off with something. So example text for email number 3, testing, testing. And then we'll put in your name. Okay. So now we're going to come down here to save one more time and then choose next. And this option, it's going to give us, again, if you choose one day, it would send out one day after the second day. So your first message will go out, then your second message will go out the next day. And if you had this third message set at number 1 and actually help you out as to where this is, then it would go out. So that means they would get an email on day 1, 2, and 3. Or you could set it to go out, let's say, 2 days after the previous, so you're not hitting them all at once, which that's again is going to be up to you. A good rule of thumb is initially you want to contact them more frequently. That way they get to know you, and then you could actually dial it back to once a week, once every 3 days, 5 days, those types of things, and you can kind of play around with those to see what works best. But we're going to set that one at 2 days, and then I'm going to select save and exit so you can actually see how it looks. And inside here, so now you're going to see 3 follow-up messages. And again, this is a very important part of your sequence. So, follow-up messages are very important. Let's see here. For some reason it crashed. So let's start this again. Okay, there we go. So email example number 3. You see the interval here is 1 day and 2 days. So when you see an interval, 0 means it's going to go out right away, and then number 1 means it's going to go out 1 day after. 2 would mean 2 days after. If that was a 10, it would go after 10 days after, and so forth. But let's say you want to come in here and you decide, hey, I want to go ahead and change this so that it goes out at 3 days. All you have to do is click on the subject line, and you can again bring up the message here, let it load up here, and then we're going to hit next, and you could set this at 3 days after the previous message, and then choose save and exit, and we'll give it just a moment here. Alright, so there you go. So now you've got this means again it's going to go out 3 days after the other one. The only other thing you can do, you can also rearrange your follow-up messages if you want, by simply clicking and dragging, and it's actually going to change. The interval would actually change the same. It's just that the message would move, so you'd need to go back in here, click on the email, and change that to go back to 1 day if you chose that. So again, it's very simple, just a matter of clicking and dragging if you end up getting the emails out of sequence. So that is how you set up your email follow-up messages.